I would like to introduce our first guest, and ladies first. Somebody used to say also to the hell, but no, but we don't mind, I think, as long as we're first. I'd like to introduce Miss Bella Segal, a young soul who started the movement one day. We were at Bournemouth Square, and she thought, we have enough, we have to do something. So she started chanting, and then everybody decided, yes, we need to do this more often, we need to start. And that's where we picked up, and that's where we started. Bella is a student at Warwick University, and she's doing politics and philosophy. And she drove all the way today with her lovely mom, joining us here on the first floor. Thank you for bringing up such a wonderful girl. She's an asset to you, and I'm sure you know it. Well, I would like to give the mic to Bella, please.
Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah? Good evening, everyone. My name is Bella Segal, and I'm a final year uni student. Some of you may remember me from a few months ago, and some a few years ago. Nevertheless, I'd like to share why I'm here. I'm not here today because I'm American. I'm not here today because I'm British. I'm not here today because I'm a politics student, nor am I here because of my passion for social justice. I am here today because I am Jewish. It is owing to my love and attachment to Jewish identity and values that I stand with you in condemning the vicious occupation and genocide of the Palestinian people. I stand here a proud anti-Zionist because the Jewish values of questioning, compassion, debate, and tikkun olam, or healing the world, are principles I aim to live by. As I have learned the truth about the Nakba and just how deeply Zionism and the State of Israel have bastardized and violated Jewish values, I have been working daily to unlearn this violent colonialist ideology. I will not stay silent and allow genocide to take place in my name, not in my name. I stand here before you today with the weight of my identities and nationalities on my back. The oppression of the Palestinians does not take place in a vacuum, and there's complicity everywhere at every level. From the individual racist platitudes crying both sides to the outright endorsement of Israel's bombing of a hospital by the UK government, everywhere we look, Zionism has us in its clutches. The terror that is executed against the Palestinians is bolstered by £574 million worth of arms from the UK since 2008. If you are British, this is being done in your name too. Is that what you want? Over the past 6 months, I have seen some of the most heinous sights of terror imaginable. I've seen babies with shell shock, brothers and sisters crying out for their deceased siblings, and parents carrying the limbs of their babies in plastic bags. This is not a consequence of conflict or war. This is Zionism manifest. Gaza was predicted by the UN to be unlivable by 2020, and now it is being starved to death. Women and their newborns are fleeing Gaza within hours of giving birth. Men are rescuing their families only to be bombed in the process. And children are losing limbs and receiving amputations without anesthesia. Hospitals in Gaza are being bombed with Hellfire missiles that don't explode, but instead release blades that grind human beings like meat. Men and women are being raped and tortured while the IDF conducts genocide in the name of human rights and democratic values. Elected Israeli officials call Palestinians human animals and children of darkness. They say that Palestinian children have brought this on themselves. Meanwhile, these very children, Palestinian children, are stood outside of a hospital holding a press conference in a second language, begging to live. This press conference happened 5 months ago. What is the result? The absolute destruction of Gaza's largest hospital. There is nothing to support this democratic safe haven other than funding from the world's most sinister empires and the racist and anti-Semitic evangelical movement. There is no logic, no morality, and certainly no fact that legitimizes Israel, let alone the atrocities it carries out against the Palestinians. Israel is not a democratic or peaceful nation. It is, as Frantz Fanon put it, violence in its purest form. Zionism is a death cult. Almost exactly 3 years ago, I stood before you all in Bournemouth Square and denounced Israel's forced evictions of Palestinians in Sheikh Jarrah. I stood before you as a Jewish person and declared that ethnic cleansing would not take place in my name. Ever since, the BCP community has shown up consistently for Palestine. I do not have the words to express my admiration for our organizers and the community that they have built, who have consistently and unabashedly risen to the occasion to meet the demands of the Palestinian liberation movement. We have seen the most brazen acts of genocide by Israel against Gaza this year. While the world sits by and watches, we must continue to mobilize and proudly declare our solidarity with Palestine. As fascism and Zionist propaganda sweep the country, we must remember that to resist Zionism is to resist colonialism, white supremacy, and racism. To resist Zionism is to resist imperialist wars and apartheid. Across the country, as we march in our thousands, we forge bonds of community and solidarity that transcend any borders, any identities, or any states. As we watch Israel raze buildings to the ground, we must recognize that none of us are free until we are all free. As we gather side by side today, we are tied by the same hope for liberation. We must continue to remind our institutions, representatives, friends, family, colleagues, peers, and the world at large that we will not be silenced in the wake of violence, colonialism, and oppression. Not now, not ever. Solidarity now and solidarity forever. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bella. Can I ask you to give another round of applause to Bella? Bella's voice exemplifies the power of passion and unity, and tells us how if we stop looking at differences like cultures and religions, we can stand together in solidarity of humanity.